Lads, it's a bloody week for firsts, I'll tell you that, for nout. Because, for starters, right, I'm doing a match preview, a week preview. I've never ever done a match preview before, so I had to get my laptop out and look at the rules and what the friggin' hell you gotta do for a preview? I mean, I just thought it was standard that it was either Tin or Gabe who done the previews. I didn't realise there was like a chance that anyone else could do them, because I just love doing the reviews, you know, but never mind. And another reason why it's a total weird week is because I am eating a fucking salad, lads. What the fuck is going on? A salad and a review in the same week. What the fudge? But without further ado, no offense rag, let's do the week review of week number, what week are we on here? Week number 10. And the first matchup is the Scranton Stranglers versus the Tugger Saviours Bukkake Jackies. So let's have a quick look at what's going on here. So Gabe has got Joe Hart in that. That can't be a good shout, that, like. I mean, although Joe Hart did get an assist one week, my main man Jody Forster, I can only see him getting a better score than Joe Fart. In defence, it looks like I've only got 2 defenders playing this week. Probably all I'll need against Gabe. His defenders are so gash, apart from the main man who I want, who is Nicholas Otamendi. He was me bum chum last week. Me and him were as close as Colo and STP. Literally, if we both had vaginas, we'd be doing this, me and Otamendi. So I will be honest, Gabe, I'll give you that, and like, I think my 2 defenders versus Otamendi alone, you'll win. In midfield, I've got me City contingent, which I always like. Silversani and Delphal will probably be starting. And I've drafted him a new guy, Ferris Jagger. I don't like normally going for defensive mids, and it'll probably come to sting us in the bell end, but you just couldn't ignore his points. I mean, he's averaging over 10 a week, so I brought him in the waivers. And Gabe's went midfield heavy this week. He's got his main boy, Christian Eriksen, and then he's got a lot of average after that. Juan Mata, Nathaniel Redmond's never doing it for him, Emre Can, you know what I mean? These players just don't pull it up. But one guy I did have on me waivers this week, I'll be honest, Gabe, was Andros Townsend. I watched him at St James's last week, and in fairness, him and Zaha are actually tearing our defenders apart, so I reckon he might be a regular stay for you. I had him in my waivers, and obviously you're bottom of the league, so you got him before me. So your midfield, I think, is going to outscore me as well, actually. So then we're looking up top, and you've got Sanchez and Salah. And Sanchez isn't doing much, but Salah, he scores points for doing farts. So that's looking strong, actually, Gabe. I don't know how your bottom of the league is. Oh, well, I do. Your midfield is canny shit, actually. You just got loads of them. And your defence is canny shit, apart from Otamendi. Actually, your team is canny shit. That's why you're bottom of the league. And I've got Jesus Aguero and new boy Troy up front. And if I want to mix it up a bit, in fact, I've only got 10 players playing, yeah. If I want to mix it up, I've got Batshuayi or Andy Carroll as well. So I reckon I've got a canny few points. So I think matchup number 1, Gabe 0, Bukkake Jackies 1. Which brings us on to tie number 2. Atletico Unpicked versus it was Justice for Delph versus Steve Brumbill's STP United. So there we've got I do a nice cucumber. Should win. So he's got Edison versus De Gea. I'll get rid of Edison if I were STP. He's only good when Man City at home, because they're not going to concede. He doesn't actually get that many shot stops, so I'll probably go for De Gea on that one. The defence, you know what it is, right? STP, I was speaking to Gabe, and I'm going, I reckon you're a dark horse in this league, you know. And then it's all going to be in the turning point from when I give you my players, because you've got some good, solid players in here. You've got Ian Walker in nets, Kyle Walker's son. Kyle Walker is obviously always going to get you at least double figures. You've got Mahrez and Coutinho in the middle. constant good performers. And your strike force this week, Lukaku, Firmino and Richarlison, they are all belting strikers. I think those strikers are going to pull in 80 points this week. Richarlison gets 30 points. Did you see the 2 sitters he missed last week? He's fucking nuts and he scores points like Firmino. Firmino again does a little bit of diarrhea in his pants. 30 points, pal, you have it. And Lukaku, I think he's overrated, but he plays every game and he scores points because he's at Man United, isn't he? But when you look at STP's team, actually, on top of those high scorers, he's got Sigurdsson and Lanzini, who haven't started scoring points yet this season, but they're both probably going to have new managers soon. So if he keeps a hold of them, he's got a chance. Everyone reckons he's going to finish bottom. Do you know how it is? He could be my main contender at the top, you know. And, you know, I mean, he would have been bottom if I'd taken Coutinho and Walker, which I rightfully should have had. But, you know, I'm a nice guy. And I'll be honest, STP, you've built a healthy squad around those 2 players. So I reckon I'll be seeing you at the end of the season up near me. And when I'm looking at it, Justice for Delph, Tin's team is full of shit, like actual shit. Midfield, canny shit. Ali, you'll either turn it on and get you 20 points or you'll get you 1 point. Up front, Pedro, me and Cole, both probably going to have new managers soon. So if he keeps a hold of them, he's got a chance. Everyone reckons he's going to finish bottom. Do you know how it is? He could be my main contender at the top, you know. And, you know, I mean, he would have been bottom if I'd taken Coutinho and Walker, which I rightfully should have had. But, you know, I'm a nice guy. And I'll be honest, STP, you've built a healthy squad around those 2 players. So I reckon I'll be seeing you at the end of the season up near me. And when I'm looking at it, Justice for Delph, Tin's team is full of shit, like actual shit. Midfield, canny shit. Ali, you'll either turn it on and get you 20 points or you'll get you 1 point. Up front, Pedro, me and Colo, we had Pedro back and forward last season and he's a hit and miss. Again, he's like, you'll score 3 goals or you'll just do a shit in someone's shoe. So, Morata, Rashford, there's a lot of average players there, mate. I think the only way you're going to have any chance of beating STP United this week is if he starts Sterling, and you never know what's going to happen. Me, having all the City players I know, you just never know. If he starts Sterling can get you like 30, 40 points, but if he doesn't, this is a good Elvis song, this. So, I'm putting tie 2 down to STP, which brings us to S. Fixture number 3, the Fun Hoover Colo FC versus Tupac's Carl 1984. Is that the name of your team? That is a gosh name for a team, pa. And nets. The Fun Hoover's got the Pope in nets. I was looking at his stats the other day. Crikey. He's like Tom Heaton last season. Bags points left, right and centre because the defence is that shit. He's just stopping shots all the time. So he's winning that matchup. In defence, Huller's playing James Milner in defence, that says it all. And Colo, you got Kieran Trippier, who's like my old Davies, he's just points machine. Azpilicueta, as I said last week, he just comes up with a header at the back stick. What the fuck he was doing out of an hour. But you'll score your goals. Van Dijk, I reckon he'll come good as well. So I reckon you've won the defence battle. In midfield though, this is where Tupac comes into his own. He's got Ozil, who started scoring points. Zaha, he's going to be starting up front, going to be getting points. Eden Hazard, point machine. Antonio, again, he's been underrated this season, but he's still a quality player on Togger. And then he's got Matt Ritchie. Now, Gabe, I'm pissed off with Matt Ritchie because I told you this when it happened. Togger just removed Matt Ritchie from my team. I flagged it up, you ignored it, and then I didn't even get him back in my team, so I finished that week with no players. And now, Tupac's got my player, and I brought it up so many times, and you just ignore it because obviously it's me, and I always get shit on. But when will I get Matt Ritchie back, pal? Colo's midfield. Do you know what it is? It's sharing the points well because at the start of the season, Mkhitaryan was tearing it up, and now he's went off the boil a bit, but then Kevin De Bruyne has just picked it up, and he's just a machine. I reckon he's going to be one of the best players in the league this season for me, like De Bruyne. And then up top, again, it just depends what mood Harry Kane's in. He could bag you 100 points this week, Tupac, or he could just get you 1. And Okazaki, I think, is going to be a good shout. Leicester played well against Swansea last week. I reckon your strike force is going to be better Then Colos, which is Lacazette and Vardy. In both your benches, I don't know why Colo's doing the tin and having 2 keepers, but he's got Peter Cech. Which I don't even know why he's got Peter Cech, because Peter Cech, even if he keeps 10 clean sheets, he doesn't get you 2 points. So I'd get rid of him, Colo, if I were you. But I reckon this one's going to be the closest game of the weekend. And I hope it's going to be 2-pack, so I can close in and overtake Colo. But unfortunately, I think Colo's got it, because Kevin De Bruyne is just a machine. So my review is Kyle to win, STP DSF BOTLN SF is going to be tin, and I think Colo's just going to nip it against 2-pack. Now I'm going to dance a little bit with him soon. See you later, boys.